Taxes was paying so much to get your taxes done. Every single year. Now Taxes is getting a TurboTax expert who will beat the price you paid your pro last year. So you get the most money back this year. Now this is Taxes. Intuit TurboTax. Switch to an expert now at turbotax.com/beatyourprice. TurboTax full service only. Proof of amount paid may be required. Must sign up by 3/18 and 5/3/25. Subject to terms at turbotax.com/beatyourprice. See guarantee details at turbotax.com/guarantees.
This podcast is sponsored by IQ Bar.
I've got good news and bad news. Here's the bad news. Most protein bars are packed with sugar and unpronounceable ingredients. The good news? There's a better option. I'm Will, and I created IQ Bar plant protein bars to empower doers like you with clean, delicious, low-sugar brain and body fuel. IQ bars are packed with 12 grams of protein, brain nutrients like magnesium and lion's mane, and zero weird stuff. And right now, you can get 20% off all IQ Bar products, plus free shipping. Try our delicious IQ Bar sampler pack with 7 plant protein bars, 4 hydration mixes, and 4 enhanced coffee sticks. Clean ingredients, amazing taste, and you'll love how you feel. Refuel smarter, hydrate harder, caffeinate larger with IQ Bar.
Go to eatiqbar.com and enter code BAR20 to get 20% off all IQ Bar products, plus free shipping. Again, go to eatiqbar.com and enter code BAR20.
This is Jordan Grace, and you're listening to the Social Suplex Podcast Network.
BWB, this is One Nation Radio. You better get it right. Rich Latta, James Boyd came to give them life. The Blackest Wrestling Podcast has come to kick all ass and drop it 6 feet if they kicking trash. Word, let me welcome y'all to something different. And if you dig it, man, you should let some friends listen. We be getting it in, this on the regular dude. Ravish and flow, but this shit rude. See, James don't rap, so I had to break it down. The whole network, man, we coming for the crown. Raps in the columns, I keep them both covered. Making the beats too, so the listeners can bump it. Hit us with the rating, yeah, I'm saying it's a 5. Before you hit it, talk, bob your head side to side. It's One Nation Radio, and this is the beginning. It's Rich, and I'm here with James. It's time to listen to One Nation.
We got to unleash the power of the pyramid.
This is Mike Sempervive from WrestlingObserver.com. Check me out on Wrestling Observer Live every day. And also check out your boys, Rich and James, on One Nation Radio.
This is Kenny Omega. We're listening to One Nation Radio. Check it out, guys. These guys know what's up. Big Kenny Omega fans, and that's all that counts to me. Goodbye and good night. Bang.
Hey, folks. Welcome to this week's edition of One Nation Radio. I'm James Boyd. Hear me out, Rich Latta. What's going on, man?
Not much, man. Just here, reveling further in my unk status. Birthday was last week. 36. Go ahead and say the line, James.
I don't know what you're 36.
Yeah. So,
I don't even want to use that. I was like, wait, what are you talking about? Oh, you talking about yeah. You were officially at like LeBron's last championship season age.
Yeah, pretty much. God damn, that's mean. That's mean. The subscribers saying that. So
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Hey, who is that?
But I'm not sure. And we're Starwind.
Yeah, do we know the one who you just
that's me
like that?
No, just they're a subscriber of the thing, but goddamn.
All right, that's crazy. This man hit you with the ether like this.
Yeah, shit.
Yeah, hit you with lines from 25 years ago and shit, or 21, 24 years ago, whatever.
What did I do this weekend? So I was originally going to go to the Atlanta Zoo this weekend because I'm a person that enjoys the zoo and seeing the animals, but it was cold for some reason randomly. And then I was like, I do not want to wake my ass up this early and then drive all the way to Atlanta. So I was like, let me see if there's something local. So I found something called like the Noah's Ark animal something or whatever, right? So like they basically have it's just a place they basically have wild animals there, and
it's called a farm, Rich.
Like that. Yeah, it was like it was like some kind of retreat or something, animal preserve. Yeah, I believe so. It was something like that. So I went out there, and I saw alligators out there, black bears. I saw a grizzly bear out there. the lemurs, a couple other animals I can't remember right at this second, but the black bear is just sitting there. It's hilarious. Tiger I saw out there.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. It was like 5-10 minutes from our house. Paid $5 to get in there. It was pretty awesome. So might go down there every so often. But yeah. Besides that, what's up with you, man?
So I ended up catching up on or not catching up, but I ended up watching a bunch of TV series that I have not been watching. I don't know, but the last few years, especially since the pandemic, I haven't really watched movies. It's just been a thing because I used to, I used to always go to movies. I would have a day off and I would go to the Friday when the new movies came out, new slate of movies, and I would just literally buy one ticket and I would hop through a bunch of movies, right? So
with your boy Bangs,
who?
Let me take you to the movie, Sade.
Anyway, so I was big, what do you say? Big into cinema, before it became a wrestling thing. But
cinematics,
right? So the pandemic happened. I haven't been inside a theater since the last time. The last time I was inside a movie theater was Avengers Endgame, which is crazy because I used I used to watch every superhero movie. Nah, it ain't been a thing since. I haven't seen Joker. I haven't seen none of them. New Batman, none of it. So, any of these Marvel releases, haven't seen none of it because I'm still stuck in the timeline of having to have to stomach watching the. Go ahead.
I said same.
Oh,
I ain't seen none of the Marvel either.
You're not into it. But I basically have left off at Falcon and the Winter Soldier and the Marvel stuff. Anyway, so but anyway, so I've been just behind, and then when I was up there, I was talking to Alicia and Catherine about TV shows that they enjoyed, and they kept asking me. There was 20 different shows. They're like, "Have you seen this?" I was like, "Yeah, watched it. It's on the list. I've watched X amount of time. I had stop up point, and I have to get back to it." And eventually, them talking about how much they enjoy where I last left off at got me into watching. And then there was also the show The Yellow Jackets that Catherine was watching up there that I watched the first episode and I was like, I'm in. It's interesting. I like the two timeline thing or whatever else. So I ended up catching up all the way to because the Friday was when they had the finale of season 3. I ended up catching up to season 3 because it was only 30 episodes. So I ended up watching it. Mm-hmm. Really enjoyed the show. Season 3 is kind of wonky, but I thought season 1 and 2 were very strong. So then I was like, all right, what else have I because what happens with me is there's so much content that is I'm looking to, I'm just overwhelmed by the amount of choices. And I'm I don't know what I need to watch. And then am I in the mood to want to watch something that's more heavy, or do I want to watch something light? And it comes down to, it depends on my mood at the time. I don't know if I want to, or I don't even have time to binge something. Do I need to just watch something that I can just watch 30 minutes of it and go on with my day, or something I have time for? So, I ended up watching a few other things. And then this weekend, or last night, my favorite show, right? That the only thing that I actually have is appointment viewing right now. The Last of Us season 2 came back. And season 1, it was great. And it's a video game adaptation. I love the video game, watching it. And then the TV show's better. And then watching episode 1 last night of season 2 was they've managed to keep this thing of it keeps the essence of the game, but they've enhanced it as better. So that's basically what I've been up to this week. I ended up watching the Harley Quinn animated series, a couple episodes of it. And I was I can't believe they were able to greenlight this. It's based a rated R, parody of the Marvel, of the DC universe of yeah, it's ridiculous that we have all these fucking psychopaths on the street, and you have Batman, who's a superhero, who's one of the 3 most important or the most popular superhero in the DC universe, and he's just a fucking guy in in armor, and then his biggest villain is a fucking clown painted dude or whatever. It just points out how ridiculous this whole universe is, but while also
that's funny.
Yeah, but it works because it's pointing at the ridiculous of all of it. But it's funny because you're seeing these comic book characters that are always had this comic book code of they can't really cuss, and they're dropping F-bombs and making shit and dick jokes. It's fucking hilarious. So that's basically what I was doing this week. So as far as like just catching up on stuff, and then like yeah, like that, like Slash is based like a Tony Storm promo. Yeah. So yeah, that was me this week.
Yeah. Cool, man. Yeah, man. So let's talk about the W. The real basketball league is back. Ready for this season to get underway. I believe.
When's the season start? Next week.
About a month. It's some reason, it's not an Olympic year, so they're not crunched like that. Okay. So it's not going to start for another month or whatever. So,
but they threw all them rookies' ass to the fire after they got drafted. It's like the season ended, they got drafted, and all of a sudden it was pros, and all inside of like 6 weeks, it felt like.
Oh, inside of like a week, it was like Caitlin played the national title, got drafted, and then like the preseason was like I think they got 2 practices, and then it was like preseason time.
That's nuts.
Yeah, but yeah, 2025 draft happened. Watched it a little bit earlier before we went on air. Pretty much went according to plan. I don't think I was really too surprised by anything, maybe except Haley Van Lith kind of lining up and landing in Chicago. They ended up with 2 first-round picks, back to back. So
just like last year.
Yeah, so they towards the end of the round, so that kind of like brought the possibility. I started thinking about it as the whole thing was going, but first pick in the draft, Paige Beckers goes to the Wings. This is no surprise. It's kind of been all year. She's been there. People had wondered if she was actually going to come back or anything. She actually signed Unrivaled yesterday, and Unrivaled dropped the news 24 hours ahead of the draft.
Yep.
There was some nastiness to that. I don't know if you caught it.
Oh yeah. It's like her deal is worth more than her first year of her deal is worth more than like her entire rookie deal. Yeah.
They put that
nasty
news out there specifically for that reason. And they asked Kathy a question about it too, and then she like had to field it, and then she was talking about, well, our players get a lot of sponsorship opportunities and different shit like that. It was like cotton please. Right. It was hilarious.
That press release was that news drop. That was some real come to death row. Yeah. That's what that was.
Yeah, it was like, hey man, there's the stage. I actually made a video on my channel for it. I was like, there's a stage that's brewing, like a battle eventually. Like this money's gonna get too big, and they're gonna be like, "We don't want you on one side." Like it's gonna happen.
Yeah, like I was talking to you about this as far as what were we talking about this as far as the Unrivaled when it was happening, and like people like Asia and Caitlin like just being off to the side because they're just trying to be neutral for now. They're trying to just see how it all plays out. Like that was what was happening in like the CrossFit space, like. In the last year, like when they started up a second league called World Fitness Project, as far as like, oh wow, they've signed up like 15 of the people that finished in the top 20 in the men's and women's divisions last year. And then like they're going to do, some are going to do both. Some are just been like, nah, I'm just going to do this because I don't want to do CrossFit anymore because of what happened in the event where the dude drowned. So it's like, there's a lot of like people trying to make, a play at being like a secondary league for, because there's still money because all these like places need content. So yeah, it's you're going to see a lot of it. I mean, that's why Vince started back up XFL, and it didn't work out, but all these places need content, and they willing to shell out money, and it's like, yeah, we're not gonna be number one, but we will.
We could be number 2.
We'll gladly be like the distant in another universe number 2. And like when people talk about AEW, it's like, do you realize how close they actually are to compared to like most secondary leagues in these other entertainment spaces? Like they're doing great, and they got that TV deal. These other things don't get TV deals like this.
So
back to the draft.
With Paige going to Dallas, this is a big thing for that team who has not really had a true point guard. I don't know how they're going to do it with Enrique there. All I know is if Paige Beckers don't want to shoot, Enrique will take all the shots that she don't want to take. And, the Nalissa Smith experience, I welcome Paige to handle that. What else?
Did you see her shot chart? Paige Becker's shot chart?
No.
So remember the old Kirk Goldsberry Grantland like shot chart that shows you like where people are like where they shoot on the floor, the percentage of number, or like how frequently they shoot in these spots on the floor, and like where it compares to league average. Bro, her whole shit, like her whole entire thing is fucking lit up in like, okay, so red means really good. The whole entire fucking floor is red. The whole floor is red. Like she might be like the best 3-level like shooter in the W coming in. We just never realized it because we're comparing her to, you know, Caitlyn, who came in before. She's Steph Curry, but like Caitlyn might be, but Paige might be like a Durant type where it's like all these different levels, and then like I think there's gonna be a lot of pressure off her because of Enrique. So like they might actually be like at least offensively a match made in heaven. Defensively, we'll see. You know,
yeah, Paige is a good defender. I do have some reservations with the physicality for her. She is 6 feet tall, which will help, but she is not explosive in the way like Caitlyn is to play in the open court like that. It just doesn't feel the same with her. They are going to, I think her being with Enrique is like going to be a real benefit for her, because just like the game speed itself is like totally different. And, you know, UConn, like there's such an imbalance, like as far as like the teams that she was with and playing against, and, they ended up, you know, running into almost like a perfect storm, you know, when they won the title, just like teams with no guards at all to do anything. So they did guard her pretty well. Yeah, they did guard her pretty well in the Final Four. She was kind of held under her averages.
It also didn't matter. That ass was getting whooped.
Yeah, they you know, UConn beat the hell out of like both of those teams. Yeah. So
they damn near got to 40 at one point in the title game.
Yeah, like I would think 15-5-5 would be a honest expectation. I don't think that could, you know, I don't think she's not capable of that.
15-5-5. That's really good for a rookie in the W. That's really good.
Yeah. So like
that's a borderline all-star.
She should make the all-star team. Like okay. I would think she'll be an all-star. If she's not, then it'd be like,
I mean, because of her popularity. I meant like if she doesn't get the vote is what I mean. Like as far as like, could she be like the, you know, coaches, like the non-vote all-star is what I mean.
It'll help that she will not see the level of defensive pressure. That's
true. They're not going to pick her up. They're not going to pick her up 94. That's true.
Correct. So number 2 was Dominique Malunga. She is from France by way of Cameroon. It looks like she was mentioning that like in her interview. And
so does that mean she's going to be on Team USA eventually?
Maybe,
because I mean that's is that not what we did with Embiid?
Hey, come on over. 6'6", 19 years old, been a pro since she was 15. Coming to the league immediately. The only thing with, you know, the French players is sometimes that prioritization rule strikes for them in Olympic years. But
like old girl, right?
Like Gabby Williams, who's actually her teammate now in Seattle. And a lot of the international players sometimes have to deal with that. But her highlight tapes look like she has something that a lot of players do not have in the league. This is a grown woman's league, and she's coming in at 19. It's going to be a tall challenge. But that size makes up for some of that, I feel like.
Yeah, I saw game highlights of her all throughout, and I started messaging. I was like, hey, are we sure that she shouldn't be the first pick in this draft? Because given her age, given her athleticism, given the way that she can put the ball down at her age, given the way that she already has like an awareness of, given at 19, of spacing, like as a post player and as a let's say lob threat for the W, like yeah, in a dump off person, like yeah, she's pretty advanced for 19 years old. Like she puts the onus on her defender, on backside defenders when she has the ball in the post. She puts the onus on her defender that's coming over to help to be a lob threat at the top, a vertical threat at the top. Yeah, man, she's I think she's going to be great. Like she screams to me, you know, I didn't want to make a W comparison because people would be like, what the hell are you doing? But like, she screams to me like, she reminds me of when Anthony Davis was a rookie. Just as far as like, she does everything that you want a modern big to do. And it's in this frame that's just like, her game's going to grow. She's going to fill out and she's going to be a problem. She just
5 years younger than Paige.
That's the thing. At 19,
so it's like,
what she's doing. And
so it's like, if this was like conventional wisdom, or if this was the NBA, Malonga would have went first.
Right.
But the WNBA is such a kind of
grown person
glacier like. Yeah, they're evolving at a glacier like pace.
And also, there's this part where like they're not concerned about like people playing 15 years necessarily, because there's people there because like W players age out faster for reasons, societal reasons. I'll leave it at that. So, yeah, but for me, it's like, nah, man, she's like, there is some, how do I say this without sounding ridiculous? Oh, well, I've already compared her to Anthony Davis, right? So that sounds ridiculous. When she puts the ball down, it reminds me of like I saw Hakeem when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about the African thing at all. I'm just saying, like, she puts the ball down and, like, the person in front of her can't, like, if you put a big in front of her, she's going to get by her. There's nothing you can do with her. And then if you put someone smaller if you put someone smaller to deal with her, she's probably going to put on her, like, I haven't seen that yet, but, like, she's probably going to put that person on her hip once she gets older and figure out how to handle, like, someone getting underneath her. Like, I think the sky's the limit for her, honestly. Like, she has the ceiling to be potentially like a Breonna Stewart or Asia Wilson MVP caliber player. Just looking at like the raw tools and skills. Like she runs like a deer. Like it's nasty. And then like forget the part where like she can dunk with ease. I'm not even concerned about it. I don't care. But like she has great hands too. She doesn't bring the ball down either, which
touch
I love.
around the rim.
Like, yeah, good touch around the rim. Like she's working on it. She's not confident in her jumper, but like when I see it, it's not broken. So yeah, like I think that she could fill out well as a player. Like maybe she doesn't get the Asia Wilson like and Stewart like jumper or whatever else, because that's like the last part of it. But like I think she's gonna be fun to watch, even if it is in Seattle.
Yeah, I don't know what their national TV schedule looks like, but
I'm gonna keep eyes on it because, bro, I'm gonna check the highlights. I'm gonna be on like 2 levels below.
Watch,
like what you say?
A longer watch.
Yeah, almost like a level. But remember, I was on the WNBA watch the first like month of this year, the season of his rookie year. I was like, and then the guards were so bad. I was like, I can't do this. I'm gonna keep track of her because like I think she's going to embarrass some of these pros as far as like them not being used to someone that quick and agile at that size.
So all throughout the first round, like those were kind of like the big 2 picks, and then everything kind of fell into place from there. Number 3 was Sonia Citron from Notre Dame. 4, Kiki Iriafen from USC. 5, Jussi Jokti, and I'm butchering her name. She's from Lithuania. She went to the Valkyries, who have this international thing going on their team. They have 10 international players now. 6, Georgia Amore from Kentucky, Australian. Designed by showed up in a fit designed by Russell Westbrook. Hilarious.
Really?
Yeah.
So that's why it was there.
Yes.
Rich, I told you before I heard he was there, and what did I say? It must be about fashion.
Yeah. Number 7, Anissa Morrow is going to Connecticut along with Sanaya Rivers from NC State. Anissa Morrow is going to have all the shots because only Marina Mabrey is there to take them.
She's
number 9.
She's still stranded on death row.
Stuck. Poor Marina. Someone go get her. Deal? Somebody go get her. Oh, Alabama drafts Sarah Ashley Barker, who dropped 45 in a tournament. LA kind of keeps the lipstick ball theme rolling, and people are picking up on this. Oh, yeah. By the way, Sydney Colson was tweeting about it or whatever.
I think it's funny that Sydney picked up on that. I mean, look, man, ain't nothing wrong with, ain't nothing wrong with Pretty Girl Rock,
LA Sparks for the fellas. Like, can we get something in the W? Can we just have one team that's aimed at our demo?
I'm not getting into that with you, Rich. I'm here to watch the basketball.
I am too, but
I'm here to watch the basketball and also be like, damn, Asia.
I'm an advocate of stud ball too. So like, I need both sides. I need both sides represented. I need the lipstick ball and I need the stud ball.
It can't all be pretty. Sometimes basketball about want to grit.
Yep. So let's
So
let's get it going.
Because Kelsey's there now. Is there any chance you think that Brink plays this year?
Yes, they said she's coming back in June.
Wow. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Barker's a shooting guard, so she's gonna be like sitting in the corner or whatever.
Okay.
This guy ended up taking Asia Sivka from Slovenia and Haley Van Lith. Haley Van Lith back reunited with Angel Reese, Chicago Sky. They are getting matched up with the Indiana Fever 5 times, and Caitlin Clark is going to whoop that ass for old time's sake. Oh my God. Haley Van Lith is about to make her national television debut against Caitlin Clark.
Rich.
This is going to be sad. This is going to be a whooping.
This guy out here is collecting the ops. except Haley Van Lith and like Caitlin are friendly, but it's just funny because like it's all about these memes, right? It's all about these memes.
Yeah, man. I saw this brewing during the draft, and I was like, "Oh my God, the Sky are going to take Van Lith," because I realized they had those 2 picks. Originally, I thought I was like, I was trying to implore the Sparks to get Van Lith. I was like, lipstick ball, let's do it like that. But she dropped to one more spot, and I'm like, well, them Chicago and Indiana games just got one more interesting thing.
Hey, look, I wouldn't advocate for putting Kelsey Plum and Haley Van Lith on the same team because somebody got to play defense in the backcourt. God damn it. But yeah, man. Now here's my question, right? Here's my question, because I saw Moki was at the draft. When Haley Van Lith got drafted, do you think there's any photo ops of those two together celebrating Haley Van Lith's hard work getting drafted?
I do not.
I don't either.
I don't think. Bro, I don't think you caught them two near the same general area at any point during the night, if I had to guess. As close as she was with her TCU coach, oh no. Oh no. This is the first time I really ever heard Haley Van Lith speak. She had a very interesting voice. So that's all I'll say.
I've heard her talk before because I saw last year going into the Olympics, she's on the 3x3 team for the women. So before Brink got hurt. So I was like kind of keeping tabs on like, I remember I was like, how the hell is she, if she's getting torched like this by Caitlin Clark, how the hell is she on this team? It's like, a year later, it's like, Mokiism fucked her up. Yeah, okay, I get it. I get it now. But yeah, I heard it before. Like she's how do I say this? I think some of that slowness comes from the earth.
Yeah,
I think some of that slowness comes from things that she consumes from the earth. I'll leave it at that.
That's funny. I do have a hot take about the draft. I think Kiki Iriafin's going to be a bust.
Okay. Do you want to go? Do you want to explain that? Because I don't think I've seen her before.
Watched her a couple of times. I know she had a couple good games in the tournament when Juju was gone and stuff like that. But she, to me, plays like, all right. I feel like when I watch Kiki, right, and I'm comparing Kiki and Juju right here. Juju
how about
is
this?
Like the
where was she? Do you think this at the beginning of the season when they were out here beating UConn's ass?
Yes.
Okay.
Because like Kiki to me was the one in that game, and like I watched a couple games of USC before that. They struggled to play with each other. To me, she reminds me like of an undersized power forward that wants none of the rim finishing or she kind of reminds me of like a Michael Beasley, something like that, where it's like just an offensive black hole. Like, I'm not seeing it. I would be shocked, like, if she turned into like a great player. And I think they already have a better player at her position there with Aaliyah Edwards. So if she can, do her thing, it'll prove me wrong. But if I had to pick somebody that I don't think is going to work out, I don't see the play style there with her.
Okay. So
they want to play fast.
So speaking of Beasley, like, so that mean like, a decade from now, people like the W players will swear by her one-on-one game, even though she's a bust. Is that gonna happen? Okay.
Maybe. So other kind of picks. There was also number 12 that went to the Wings. Isaiah James, I believe. Kiki Irifin's family came literally with the Negresian silks on, I didn't realize she was of the motherland. And they showed the whole family. Everybody was silked out. I was like, seeing the live Negresian silks. It was quite a thing. What else did they have on here? The Fever ended up with 2 picks in the 19th and 20th pick. Michaela Timpson from Florida State. I think she's a steal, just based on the highlights tape I saw. Tahina Pow went number 18 to Atlanta, but back to Michaela Thompson. She was shooting threes, blocking shots, and rim running. I was like, you have a home in the Indiana Fever. Like,
so you imagine her basically playing power forward and basically being basically being the person that's the rim runner, the JJ Hickson for her. For
she's
Taylor.
Like the new Fab Benlay.
Okay. So you said Pow went where?
To Atlanta. So she can shoot. They needed that. But
they're still a mess though, right?
Nah. So like the only thing that doesn't make sense on the Dream is Brittany Griner. But you can really treat her.
That's where she ended up. I was thinking of last year's results. That's all.
Their coach is coming from Florida Gulf Coast University and wants to like run the ball and shoot on some D'Antoni shit. Okay. So like it's basically like everybody
picked up Griner.
Picked up Griner, so I'm like, well, I guess it's just you're gonna turn her into Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. We'll take it down the floor, and if it gets to a half court, we'll throw it in for you. You like we'll wait till you, like we're not gonna wait for you to get down the court. We just gonna put it up.
Gotcha.
But that's the only strategy I see there because it's an awful fit. But I
think it from what I've seen of Griner in the last. And I guess it's unfair because the Olympics was so close to her playing her first bit of ball, but like it was rough. So like, and I'm thinking to myself like, hey, you said Kareem, I'm thinking more Rudy. Obviously that's huge respect for how good Griner has been in the W.
Rudy who?
What NBA center has the first name Rudy?
Gobert?
She was looking like she needed to be sat down for matchup problems in the Olympics. Am I lying?
Oh, in the Olympics, she was getting fried up.
No. Like, obviously, she rebounded during the season because she got her legs on her. And obviously what I'm saying is unfair because of she hadn't played much ball. She's getting her sea legs back. But like, yeah, it was just like, and also like her relative to Rudy Gobert, like in the W is like disrespectful. Like she's a Hall of Famer. She's a Hall of Famer. Rudy Gobert is not. So I just getting the joke off saying like,
hold on, you don't think Rudy? Hold on. This is a good question, James.
No, don't give me
you don't think Rudy Gobert gonna make the Hall of Fame?
No. Absolutely the fuck
not. You don't think he's gonna be a Hall of Famer? Hold on. Rudy Gobert Hall of Fame probability. Hold on.
It's low. It's under 40. There's under 50. I guarantee it's under 50. Go to Basketball Reference. I ain't no way.
Hold on. This is interesting. Ooh, this is potentially nasty.
He hasn't even made 5 All-Star teams, I don't think.
Hold on. Rudy Gobert. We're looking this up. I gotta see it. Did a lot of winning. Okay. 3-time All-Star. 4-time All-NBA. 12 points, 10 boards, career average. I don't think he got the numbers. I don't think he'll. I thought his numbers might be a little bit better for some reason.
Why would you think that?
He's not gonna make it.
Nor should he. Like, bro, how many times did we see Chris Paul?
Is he better than Dikembe Mutombo?
In my eyes, no.
Let's see. Not better than Dwight. I know that.
Absolutely not. You kidding me?
Let's see. He through 11 years, he has a similarity score to Walt Bellamy, Patrick Ewing.
I saw Patrick Ewing. No. If you want to say Patrick Ewing once his knees went, maybe, and I would still probably say no.
Oh, interesting. Just looking at his career, win shares for 48.
It's through the roof, and it's nonsense, bro.
Fourth,
bro. He has higher win shares on the Timberwolves than Anthony Edwards does this year. you see what I'm saying? Like no, man.
Stats fake. Those stats fake.
Exactly. Because it's like, those are regular season. How many times have you been like, Rudy Gobert regular season, he gets to the playoffs and he has to switch and guard and have to dance out there on the perimeter with Chris Paul or James Harden and Luka Doncic, and he gets fucking embarrassed at home. No. No. Just no. Bro, so basketball.
He has won the Defensive Player of the Year 4 times.
I don't
just
care.
Like Dikembe Mutombo and Ben Wallace.
How many times did he actually deserve it? Twice?
Oh.
All right,
Draymond Green admitted that Rudy Gobert is going to be a Hall of Famer. Even Draymond said this. A man trying to currently steal a Defensive Player of the Year award.
So check this out, right? It's probably. I mean, yeah, it could be. Yeah, he might steal it, but then again, he's in the play-in, so he might not. It might just be Mobley that wins it. I wouldn't have no problem with Mobley. Like, honestly, the whole thing is like, Wembanyama these last 2 years being injured, not playing that much, has fucked it all up. He's clearly the best defensive player in the league, but he's not playing the 65 games to get it. So, yeah, Rudy Gobert's Hall of Fame probability right now on Basketball Reference is 27.2. He's not getting it. I was being nice by saying 50, under 50. Nah, man. Like, never made a finals, never been the best.
Nope.
No. Like, just no. Like, bro, the amount of obviously, you know, there's the anti-foreign thing going on with the players as far as their respect for him and lack thereof. But like the way people react.
Rudy Gobert started COVID. That's all you got to say. He started COVID,
bro. The faces and reactions like opponents on the sideline make whenever he makes a basket outside the paint is just like ultimate disrespect. Ultimate respect. They don't respect him at all. They don't respect his offensive game whatsoever.
Luka did to him last year.
Say again?
That shit Luka did to him last year.
Right. Dance on that nigga.
I mean, you know, that would have been anybody, but whatever. You know.
But the thing is, Rich, every time he was watching them Utah Jazz series with him and Donovan Mitchell, they were going down the smoke. It was always either he gets Chris Paul cooks him, or James Harden cooks him and sends him home, or the perimeter defense is all shit, and then he has to try to like cover for all this stuff, and they move him. The second they move him, he gets moved away from the paint. It's open season. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, nah, man. He just big as hell. No, none against him. He's effective at what he does, but like in a playoff series, he's not easy to game play, but you can clearly find his weaknesses and exploit them. And it happened over and over and over and over. Every time he gets sent out, it's because of what he lacks on his team.
Rudy Gobert or Joakim Noah?
Noah's better offensively, and Noah's a way better passer.
Noah did make first team all NBA one time.
Is that 2014?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think Ben Wallace is really the best comp.
In that sense, you know, I always like Horford more. So than Noah. So
Ben Wallace is really the best comp for Gobert if he can get a couple quality years on the back end. I think he's gonna get in.
Rich, but you know, I don't think Ben Wallace is a fucking Hall of Famer either. If he's the best player on your team, you're not winning. You're in the lottery. You're in the top 5 lottery every single year. If he's the best player on your team, you're never winning 30 games. Never.
Interesting. But yeah, so WNBA, I think the WNBA draft this year was kind of more about who was not in the draft than who was actually in it. In a lot of cases, all the stars, they're still in college. So
getting them real checks.
Yeah, getting paid. Moolah, you know.
Shopify is a global commerce platform that helps you sell at every stage of your business and sell more with less effort thanks to the Shopify magic. Your AI-powered all-star. Sign up for a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/redcircle, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/redcircle now to grow your business, no matter what stage you're in. Shopify.com/redcircle.
This podcast is sponsored by IQ Bar.
I've got good news and bad news. Here's the bad news. Most protein bars are packed with sugar and unpronounceable ingredients. The good news? There's a better option. I'm Will, and I created IQ Bar plant protein bars to empower doers like you with clean, delicious, low-sugar brain and body fuel. IQ bars are packed with 12 grams of protein, brain nutrients like magnesium and lion's mane, and zero weird stuff. And right now, you can get 20% off all IQ Bar products, plus free shipping. Try our delicious IQ Bar sampler pack with 7 plant protein bars, 4 hydration mixes, and 4 enhanced coffee sticks. Clean ingredients, amazing taste, and you'll love how you feel. Refuel smarter, hydrate harder, caffeinate larger with IQ Bar.
Go to eatiqbar.com and enter code BAR20 to get 20% off all IQ Bar products, plus free shipping. Again, go to eatiqbar.com and enter code BAR20.
But yeah, so we'll go we'll talk about the NBA real quick. The NBA playoff seeding did get locked in and all that.
Yep.
I believe the Thunder obviously got the first seed.
Yep.
Rockets got the second seed
Yep.
in the West. Third, the Lakers. Fourth, the Nuggets, I think.
Stumbling and bumbling to that 4th seed. Yep.
Clippers at 5.
Yep, because they won that overtime game on Sunday against the Warriors that was deciding like who's going to be the 5th seed and who was going to be in the play-in. That game was great, by the way. That game was great. That was one of the better games of the regular season that I saw.
6th seed is the Wolves, and then there's a bunch of play nonsense with the Warriors and the Grizzlies, if I'm not mistaken.
Warriors and Grizzlies, and then it's not Suns. It's definitely not the Suns. It's Kings and I forgot who the Kings are playing.
Not the Jazz. I know that.
No, it's not Jazz. No. It's definitely not Jazz. Jazz are worse than the freaking Suns. I'll be fine.
Blazers?
No, Blazers are awful. Mavs. The Mavs.
Ah, the Mavs.
Yeah.
So, before we get to the East, we're going to talk about the West.
The West is so much more compelling.
Yeah, bro.
It's compelling. It's compelling from the play-in to the first round.
Yeah, and I think it actually set it up to have like a lot of interesting matchups that I don't think we necessarily got before. So it's like, and just kind of cool factoid is like LeBron and Ant will play a playoff series against each other. Jokic versus Kawhi, two niggas that don't say shit ever.
Yeah.
So,
but they do have history because of that 3-1 bubble lead that Doc Rivers helped blow. Yeah.
So, will James Harden be able to actually do something in the playoffs? We'll see. We'll see. Look, it's not wise to count on him, but maybe the tides are ready to turn.
Right, but but they have nobody that can guard them. They don't have a soul that can guard them. They don't.
I know.
They don't have they do not have the perimeter finish for the guard Kawhi or James Harden. And I just saw James Harden be the best.
Hold on. If we get Russ versus Harden,
there's also
in this series.
There's also that. I mean, we've seen that before though, right?
Yeah, it's been a long time though.
Yeah. And it's like watching that game on yesterday and watching James Harden, it was like, and Zubac, oh my God, bro, Zubac is.
I know he's good. I liked him when he was a young Laker.
Not just good, like Rich, he's a top 5 center in this league. Like him and James Harden.
I never wanted to get rid of him.
Right. There's bro, Zubac, and it's not like he's he's not like he's great defense, but he's big and he's smart and he's good offensively. And you've seen times in all the, at this point now where like there's only like so many centers in the league, and like you see him have these big outbursts of like damn near 20 games. He's been doing this for a few years now, but like watching him and Harden, like him and Harden got something special going on. Like this is like him and Harden are better than Harden and Capella was as far as their chemistry, because obviously Zubac's a more skilled offensive player. You can give him the ball in the post and that kind of thing. But like, yeah, man, it was really fun watching that game. It was like, I don't see why Harden can't do this if he's out here being guarded by Jimmy Butler or Gary Payton II. Obviously, he's kind of can muscle Gary Payton II, but like, who's gonna guard him? Like, it can't be Jamal Murray. It can't be Westbrook. It can't be Michael Porter Jr. You kind of got to like, they have no perimeter defenders for
Brown, right?
Like, are they gonna put? Like, they're probably gonna put Aaron Gordon on Kawhi, right?
Well, yeah, they kind of got to, I think.
So, like, James Harden has all the potential to go out here and eat and cook, but like, there's a history of his whole entire playoff career once you get past games like 1 and 2. So, yeah.
Yeah. Look, there's an upset alert for the Nuggets here. And the Nuggets, just fired a coach. They're in limbo. Zubac going to have to go Jokic is going to have to go biblical out here.
That's the thing, though. We've seen him go biblical and still lose. Like, every time when they played the Warriors in 2022, when the Warriors won the title, he went biblical. Last year, against the Timberwolves, he went biblical. He can still lose. Hell, against the Lakers in 2020, he went biblical. He can still lose. Like, he's one of those guys where it's like, it ain't no, they lost and he stunk or he fell short or whatever. It's like, no, this dude is always great. They just happen to lose as they're outgunned or his team just looks like they're shaving points.
They may have somebody gambling on the game.
Yeah. There may be somebody on this team that had a brother that got banned from the league for gambling last year.
Wolves and Lakers.
And inexplicably is awful in Game 7 at home.
Ask questions.
Yes. Is this my biggest conspiracy theory of the last year?
I mean, you've kind of been on it,
Like, man, this is bullshit. I'm just frustrated. It's like, bro, this dude's so good. How can you let this dude down? It's like, nah, man, nah, he gambling. Check his accounts. Check his call logs, his contacts, all that.
Lakers Wolves. It should be interesting series. So Luka beat them last year with a lot of great defenders around him. Mm-hmm. That's not the case necessarily this year.
But they don't need as many great defenders. They got rid of Karl Anthony Towns, so they don't have space. The space is created by Anthony Towns by Ant shooting 10 3-pointers a game now.
I don't think we have a soul to guard Ant. Whoever you put on them, they getting fried. But I don't think it's gonna be enough. Like, Ant gonna need some help, and he gonna look around. And it's gonna be Julius Randle there to help him out, or Rudy.
Yeah.
It seems like they fucked up.
Yeah,
they fucked up with it.
Now, because the thing for me is just like, they're just going.
I do want to see Ant go like all time, because he was like sneakily, like, as the playoffs went on last year, like his you see this joint kind of emptied out right here. Mm-hmm. His meter went lower through the further that he got along in the playoffs.
Yeah. So the thing for me is just like, this could be a series if Rudy could do anything with Rui Hachimura, but he won't be able to, because look at the history. So yeah, Lakers.
Why trust Rudy Gobert? Lakers
gonna win. Yeah. I mean, obviously, LeBron tweaked his groin again. We'll see what happens as far as his health. But like, if they just get standard, and also you got the breaks, because there's going to be multiple day breaks in the first round. Get those 3-day breaks that are annoying as hell in some of these series, or all these series at some point. So like, yeah, man, there's gonna be a point where like LeBron's gonna get 2 fresh days or whatever else, and that could be enough. Luka's gonna go nuts. Anthony Edwards gonna go nuts. It's gonna be fun to see, the two of the big young stars of the league go nuts in this series. And like, that's gonna be the second time in a row facing each other in the playoffs. Obviously, circumstances change. You got Luka as a Laker now,
I need to see these niggas. I need to see these niggas get into it. Like between Ant and Luca, we need a head to head. You know, like I'm in your face, I'm in your house. I want the crown. Like I'm taking the crown, nigga. Like one of them needs to do it.
Does anybody actually have beef with Luca except for Devin Booker though?
No.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Jaylen Brown, and Jason Tatum. They do not like. That.
Oh yeah, Jason Tatum don't like him, but that's because of that's because of the what's it called? What's your boy's name? Evan Turner and what's your boy and Jason Teague shit though, or sorry, Jeff Teague stuff.
Jeff Teague.
Yeah. So I mean, you can also so you can say those two don't like him, but it's like I mean, I get why you don't like him because it's like he's better than you, but you have more team success because you have around a better franchise. Like, I get it.
So, in the Rockets are the 2 seed, do a lot of things well. They just I don't think nobody believes in them. They're going to have to show a lot of people. This
is the learning year for them in theory. So
that 2 seed don't necessarily even help them because it's like, all right, you're going to get the Lakers probably in round 2. If you get past the 7 seed, who could be the Warriors,
right?
Like, bro, in theory, like, say they made the finals. I don't think they're making the finals.
Right.
But say it's like, all right, yeah, nigga, the Warriors, the Lakers, and then the Thunder. On the way to the finals, like, it's one of the greatest playoff runs ever. Like,
yeah, it would be.
No,
it would be, but like, they don't profile as a team that's built like that. You know? Yeah. Like, I think most of this comes down to, what's intriguing is, like, there's one team that we all feel unless they get a weird matchup situation where, like, if the Nuggets had played the Thunder, it could have been nasty, right? But like outside of that, it's like the Thunder are going to, health permitting, it seems like they're going to make it to the going to win the West. But like outside of that, there are so many other teams based on matchups. Like you could see a path for them to all get to the Western Final. That's why it's interesting. And like teams like the Warriors, the Clippers, and the Lakers is like. They are one little injury. They're one Jalen Williams injury away from potentially beating
just sneaking past,
right?
In his old niggas time again.
Look, or they're one Shea Gilgeous-Alexander tweaked ankle and missing 2 games from like them winning. You know what I'm saying? Like the Thunder are, given their age and given what they are defensively they're fine, but offense is like who's gonna carry this boat? Who's gonna carry all of this? In situations where they get the ball out of his hands, out of Shea's hands. So it's like, it's interesting how it's going to look like in the playoffs. Have they learned the lessons from last year when Dallas hit them packing? We'll see. Like, will Chet come through? Yep. Will the Jalen show up? That's what I'm interested in seeing. Like, can Caruso give them some veteran leadership?
It's like almost for the sake of the future of the league, like, I know people probably won't think this is popular, but like I think you kind of need the Thunder to win the West, like just for the sake of like young stars, new teams. Taking my Laker fan hat off or whatever, but like it's just like I think you need like because like with Shea, it's like all right, they're probably going to give him the MVP. I wouldn't vote for him as MVP, but whatever. Like, and then it just looks like they made no progress from last year, so. Yeah. Doesn't matter if they lose in the conference finals. Doesn't matter. It's like, nah, you're already, and they're gonna have to break that team up. Yep. And they got all the picks, and weird shit is gonna happen this summer. When you think about these contending windows, you look at Durant, it now. The Nuggets are
like Durant's at play. Like let's because Bill Simmons talked about this, right?
They should absolutely clean it out and go get him.
No, not him. No, not that. Like, what if Houston? What if it goes bad for Houston? They're like, all right, it ain't going. Like, they have the pieces to make a play for Durant, if need be. Mm-hmm. So it's like, your window, you think you got, because they're so young, is like, all right, I've seen that with this team, with this particular franchise before. Shit can change. So yeah, I'm with you. Like, I'll go a step further as far as you kind of need to win. Like, not only they need to win, they need to beat the Warriors and or the Lakers on the way to doing it, so people will finally get it through their fucking skulls that like, no, man, this ain't their league no more. In that way, where like they're the best players, or they have the team around them to go ahead and do this. Like those aren't the right situations necessarily right now. The Lakers holler at me next year with Luka, LeBron, and a big, maybe, or, some situation with, if they figure something else out with the Warriors again. But like, nah, man, like, it's time to let go of our two icons, like, being the guys that are going to be in this league carrying it. Like, we're at the point now where we're at like the dream, like literally we're at Dream Team, Magic and Bird with them right now.
Yeah.
Like,
it's like
enjoy the Final Four one.
People gonna start calling
them, but don't expect them to be in the finals and winning titles. That's ridiculous.
It's like we putting Shea on fraud watch if he don't get to the finals. I'm letting y'all know it's happening this year. If
they have a healthy year, I kind of agree with you. Because, bro, I mean, obviously it's Twitter, people say crazy shit, but like, bro, motherfucker was saying he's going to be better than Kobe. I'm like, can we see him play a full month of pro season basketball before we get to that? That's fucking ridiculous.
Look, I'm not having that. So, I'm just letting them know.
I'm just like,
get to the finals or else.
I'm just like, look, I don't want to entertain this, but I'm entertaining it by in a way for you to be like, to show you how ridiculous this is. This man has not played a full 30 days of playoff basketball yet. He has not survived in the playoffs for 30 days yet in his career. Can we get to there before we even start going to, oh yeah, he's one of the 10 greatest basketball players of all time. He's better than him. That's fucking nuts. That's absurd.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, like, I get a chance to see how this is a proving ground, right? We get to see him getting through this West will mean something because the West, even though they're the juggernaut of it, the West is deep. They're going to have to beat like at least 2 quality teams in the NBA to get to the final. So like this is like the most, I don't want to say pressure, but like this is the first time he's ever had to prove himself really, Shea, as a playoff performer. So I'm interested to see it.
Right. So moving over to the Eastern Conference. We've got the Cleveland Cavaliers, number 1 seed, won 64 games. They were on pace for
70 at one point.
70 wins for a huge portion of the season.
Did you see what the Thunder ended up winning?
Boston Celtics 2 seed, 3 Indiana. The New York Knicks 4 Indiana Pacers 5 Milwaukee Bucks. Actually, this is not because the Bucks are the 6. Hold on. Damn, 2 days. Sorry, guys. Looking for the correct
ESPN.com.
Okay. Yep, I got it here. First seed, Cavs, Celtics, number 2, 3, the Knicks, 4, the Pacers, 5, the Bucks, 6, the Pistons, and then, your plans, there's Magic versus Hawks in the playing game, and then Bulls versus Heat. I feel like the Bulls and the Heat play each other every fucking year in the play-in, and the Heat always win.
Kick their ass.
I'm so
too.
Fucking tired, bro. I hate the play-in, bro. Like I
really
fucking hate it. Just fucking lock this shit down at 8 and get these niggas in here. That it's just too much. It's like I don't know, man. I just don't like it.
I've enjoyed the play-in when they've had it because like you end up getting these good games like for Booker in the bubble before they turned it around. Like the Warriors-Lakers stuff you've seen, like you end up seeing high-quality games. Like obviously, the one game with like the DeMar DeRozan, his daughter screaming, like that's goofy. But like they're quality games. I'm okay with it.
Yeah. And this was I feel like if you're a 7th seed, it's like not like you snuck in. If you're a 7, it's like maybe if they do one play-in, like where it's like just the 8th seed is, whatever. I think I would probably like it a little more.
Like 8 versus 9, what you're saying, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Because it does like it can potentially fuck up, not for one season necessarily, but like I think one day somebody is going to get through that's going to end up a 7th seed going to knock off a 2 seed one of these days. And it's going, and you know what? It's going to be one of these years.
I mean, an 8 seed already did it. With Miami a couple years ago.
Yeah, that's right. Did to the Celtics, that's right. But what I mean is, but yes, I mean like in the future though, like historically, besides like Boston being Boston at that time with Marcus Smart. By the way, Marcus Smart in Memphis, that went great, right?
It did not.
Yeah. So so what I'm saying is like I think historically, like in the West, in a conference that's loaded like this, like you have the potential for a 2 seed to go down easily. And I mean, people are already going to try to talk themselves to that Warriors Rocket shit, but we'll see.
Yeah.
In the way the East is this year, like, nah, man. Like, I'm looking at this bracket, and honestly, Rich, it besides the part where like it's the New York Knicks, like just imagine all these matchups. Cavs versus either the Bulls or the Miami Heat in the state they are right now. Boston versus Atlanta Hawks or the Orlando Magic in the shape they are right now.
If the Hawks get in there with the Celtics, I think that's a worthy thing just because Trae Young goes nuts in the playoffs and there's another crowd that don't like him.
No, but I just mean as far as the way they look on paper to like the average viewer, right? Like aside from New York and Detroit because it's the Knicks, like all of these matchups that you see that could be potential first round matchups, all these first round matchups could have been could potentially like in a different year will all be pushed to NBA TV. All of them. But we wouldn't dare put the Knicks on NBA TV, but Knicks versus Pistons is an NBA TV ass. If you take New York off of it, right? That same as that team.
If it's New Jersey.
Yes, that's all these matchups look like NBA TV. Like, bro, the best matchup or the most entertaining series is clearly, to me, Pacers versus Bucks.
Pacers.
Bucks Pacers without Dame or compromise Dame if he ever comes back.
Oh, I saw LeBron fans on Twitter today. They was like, they was talking about Giannis. It was like, basically like you better beat the Pacers or some shit like by yourself. Essentially, like God. LeBron did in 2018. Like, all right, man.
Really? Yeah, First off, this Pacers team is way better than that team was in 2018.
Would beat the shit out of them. Oh my God.
Yes, they would. Yeah, absolutely. Like, bro, that's another thing. Like, it gets lost about. Like, the Pacers are fun as fuck to watch because they got all that great guard play. So, yeah, man.
I'd like the Magic and the Hawks to get in somehow. Fuck the Bulls and the Heat. I'm not trying to see that shit. Yeah, and it like
but get they can't because one of them has to get eliminated immediately.
No, they can both make it. Is 9 versus 10, and then you basically like the niggas got to go 1-1. So I
thought they were the 9-10. My bad. I thought 9-10. Okay, yeah.
They're 7-8. So
okay.
I hope they get in, and then shit. Boy, if they get a Cavs Magic series, that would be I don't want to see that.
Bro, we didn't watch that last. I watched the first half of Game 1 last year. I was like, I can't do this. I can't. Like, remember the episode of Chappelle's show when they did the Time Haters and they went back in time and all of a sudden they go back to a slave plantation and all of a sudden Beautiful, he says, I'm sorry, Suki, I can't be no slave. Like I'm sorry, Rich, I can't watch Bucks. I'm sorry, I can't watch Orlando Magic versus Cavs again, even if the Cavs are way better and that should be a 4-game sweep. Like, nah, man, I just can't. I can't watch that Curry basketball. Orlando's offense is so bad, and they don't even have Jalen Suggs no more because he's hurt. I can't.
This feels like it comes down to Cavs Celtics, and the Celtics health wise I don't know if they're firing on all cylinders, but. I don't know, man. I feel like the Cavs, like...
What was the Jaylen Brown situation? He got a knee injection?
Something. He got something going on with the leg, I think.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna go off book here. Like, one would think the Celtics are there, but I think I'm gonna pick Cleveland. Like, they've been the best team pretty much in this conference all year.
Yeah. Or at least since Christmas.
And it's like they have just so many big athletes. The only thing, you ask to have a guy that you can give the ball to at the end of the game. They have that with Donovan Mitchell. Yeah. I think Mobley's going to take a step forward. He's going to be somebody that could potentially guard Jason Tatum. He can guard, any of the bigs on the Celtics.
Yep.
With Jarrett Allen is also going to protect the rim. Like, I feel like they're just going to, like, by attrition, just kind of get through a lot of these teams. And what it might ironically look like? It might look like that Celtics team in 2008 where they were struggling early, trying to figure it out in the playoffs, and then like by the time they get to the later rounds, they were like, all right, we're walking into our destiny essentially. So I'm going Thunder Cavs. This real chalk, real boring, but
I I'm going to keep really, really big tabs on the second round series for the Cavs. Cause that'll be I think they'll easily get past first round, but like, I want to see them like have to play a team that's annoying as fuck to try to play and run around with like the Pacers that play small, and then, really small ass wings and guards. And then potentially if they can get Dame back, or if Dame can come back, cause it's Achilles injury, right?
Sprained Achilles, I believe.
Like, so if he's going to be gimpy with him, but like, there's just offensively, like, that threat of him, like, I think they'll get by them, but like, I want to see how people like Garland and Mobley play. Like, cause Garland, the reason why they lost last year is cause Garland didn't do his, or, he had the struggles. And like, it's important for guards that are not big to see like how they perform in the playoffs compared to the regular season, because it's just different. Small guards struggle. They get picked on offensively or on defense too. So it can fuck with your confidence if shots aren't going in. So like, I want to see what he looks like, in the playoffs this year. And then if he looks good, then like, maybe I will be like, you know what, maybe we will get a 7-game series, something like that with the Celtics. Me personally, I'm going to go Celtics and Thunder. That's been my pick for most of the year. I think this is what it is. And like, I just think the Celtics just have too many good guys on their team, too many quality players. Like they got like 9 quality fucking NBA players in this era, which is fucking absurd.
Yeah, I hate the Celtics. So like historically, I don't have a problem with this team or whatever, but like they have so many fucking guys where it's just like, damn, like it feels like you have to knock them out. It's like the old adage about a heavyweight champion. Like, you cannot box them and win on the scorecards. You have to fucking destroy them. Like, you're not going to beat them in a 7-game series. You're going to have to take them out early. Yeah.
Yeah. It is like, what happens if Jason Tatum is like, well, I won a title, so I'm not going to choke, or like press too hard or whatever else, like he did too, in 2022. Last year I thought he played well aside from his shots didn't drop. And then, they just got like, there's going to be some fucking Porzingis game where he scores like 15 points in a half, or Al Horford makes 5 threes, or Hauser comes out here and makes fucking 3, or Pritchard, not Hauser, Pritchard comes out here and makes 5 threes. And then, they're just too fucking deep. They have so many good players on their team offensively. They really do. And they're fun to watch.
Peyton Pritchard and Sam Hauser, the new Nate Robinson and fucking
Big Baby Davis.
Big Baby. Yeah. Like, get the fuck out of here. We're doing like niggas coming off the bench. What's the nigga's name? Cornette or whatever.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Acting like Leon Powell.
Yes, man.
Leon Powell,
Yeah.
Because I'll never forget that shit, bro.
I'll say this though, Rich. If this is what the league would rather, for the league, the sake of the league, like you get Lakers.
The league want Lakers Celtics bad.
Yeah, like bro, you saw that game they had that game with Luka. That game was so fucking fun that first half. Like they were making every shot the shot making in that first half was absurd. It was absurd. Like, yeah, man, they would love that. The league would love that. The ratings would be through the roof. I think personally, I don't see it happening, but like, I think the Lakers getting taken out by the Thunder would do a lot of business, if you will, in wrestling terms for the Thunder and for the league. Like, you kind of need like the next team to knock off the Icons. You really do. For people to buy into it, because it fits the narrative of, Celtics in the 80s couldn't get past the Sixers, then the Pistons couldn't get past the Celtics, and then the Bulls can get past the Pacers or the Pistons, and it fits it neatly in that kind of way. So yeah, man.
Like LeBron fucking with fate out here, man. Like nah, man. Like move around, nigga. Like fall in the natural order. Yeah, how this shit's supposed to go. The fuck,
but yeah. Man, I think the West is gonna be a blast. Like it really is. Like I can't wait. Like, bro, it's gonna be so interesting to see like this Nuggets and Clippers series, because it's like I can see either team winning because I know that it unless something falls off, I know Kawhi gonna show up. I know Jokic gonna show up, but I'm not sure who else gonna show up. It's gonna be interesting to see who else shows up. Yeah.
Man, yeah, that's gonna be a good one. Kevin Durant not in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Another fire coach. What do we do with him at this point, bro? Like, it's just like, all right, man.
What do we do with him?
It's like, do we just say, hey, man, we think you should just go home now, or is it just like, you know, it's like, why are you still doing this? Why do you want to keep doing this? You just want to score your 25 points a game, and then you're just trying to go up the list. All right, have we reached that point with Kevin Durant yet?
No, because those numbers, on-off numbers, bro. Bradley Beal is a disaster, bro. He's the worst contract in the sport. Like, he's the worst contract in the sport, and he has a no trade clause. Like, he's an albatross.
Bro, he might be one of the worst contracts in NBA history right now.
Ever. EVER. Like, bro, the only contract you could even say is in the ballpark of being worse is like the Embiid contract, just because he's injured right now. We know if he'll ever play again.
I don't blame him for that. Like,
right. So, like, yeah, man, it's all bad. They're going to have to trade him. And the sad thing is, like, the apron stuff is weird. I was listening to Zach Lowe's podcast. Like, the apron stuff's so weird with them. Is like, they're not going to be able to get a smooth, clean trade. And, like, some of those picks or some of the stuff they're going to think they're going to get, they ain't going to be able to get. They're going to be like, yep. They traded him for...
Them Wizards boys ended up with these bad legs and these monster contracts that they had that they slapped their niggas' head. Like, they made a decision. We ain't never gonna win, but we gonna get paid.
But the funniest part about it is, like, bro, watching
niggas is Lil Baby and 42 Doug.
You stupid. Like, watching the Wizards back then in 2017-18. I was never a Bill fan. He was so fucking inconsistent. Like, there'd be times where it's like, bro, get John Wall the ball. Get the fuck out the way. You haven't made a shot in like half a quarter. Get out of here. So, like, he was always frustrating to me. So when they gave me that money, I was like, if that's what you want to do, I mean, go nuts. And then, Wall got injured. And then Bill was there, just out there on the stinker, didn't care, had his no trade contract, and there were reports about, and like, if you watch him closely, like, he didn't give a fuck and whatever else. He just out there just cashing his checks. And then I was like, but look at his numbers. And then him in the Westbrook year, it was like, it turned around. And then they went all in on the three-star offensive player shit. And then it just went to shit this year. It's Durant just ain't good at team construction. He's just not.
Gotta give it up. He done tried and tried and tried.
Yep.
And
he a way worse GM than LeBron. We don't talk about it.
Bad.
Way worse GM than LeBron.
Yeah. I mean,
LeBron traded the young Lakers out in theory, let you tell it, to get Anthony Davis, who then flipped that to Luka Doncic. That's good. That is good GMing, right? Taking on the no trade call from Bradley Beal. In the year of our Lord 2023? Nah, brother.
I mean, he traded for Ben Simmons at one point. Like, oh, man. Like,
yeah.
Remember on the net.
Well, to be fair, that's James Harden saying,
he was out of there immediately.
That was James Harden being like, oh, this nigga Kyrie don't want to play? Fuck that, I'm out of here.
I mean, the original sin is picking Kyrie over Steph. Like,
yeah.
That's your fault, nigga. Like, I don't know how you look at them two, like, oh no, bro! It's like somebody making the wrong decision about the woman they pick in their life. It's like, stay your ass at home. You out here in these trying to wild out in these fucking streets, and your ass got stuck with Kyrie. That's what she was doing. You could have stayed at home with that good woman that cooked for you, that made you feel like a man. You could have had a beautiful love life with a perfect girl from next door.
So
and your ass want to be in these streets. So that's what you want to do, Durant.
So I think it's not the time to talk about this. And like you talked about this before, and as far as saying he need to go back to the Thunder, try to have a nice storybook ending on his career.
He has no home.
I was getting to that. So yeah, in the Bill Simmons book of basketball, he talked about like Moses Malone being like, yeah, he's one of the 12, 13 greatest basketball players of all time, but like he's a nomad. He has no place to call his own, right? And it's like looking back at it, like sure the Thunder will retire his number, won MVP there, made the finals, all that kind of stuff. OKC, they could if they, I'm not OKC, but Golden State could if they want to, 2 finals MVPs, 2 titles, if they want to, but you think of his career is like
the whole thing with Golden State comes down to they don't never love him like that.
Right,
so
because he can never be Steph, right? It's the same thing. It's the same thing with LeBron in Miami. Like he can never be Dwayne Wade. They didn't draft you and watch the beginning of it. Like sure, the MVPs and the titles are great, but it's like it's different when it's different when you find somebody at the beginning and then you fall in love with this person, watch them night in night out. Like that's what this is the kind of shit we talking about with like the Luka night when him in Dallas the other day, where it's like this matters. Was their fucking guy. This is the person that they drafted, watched grow up in front of them, thought they was gonna have for 15 years. They only got 6.5 out of it, and everybody is furious about it. They're rooting against their own team because that was their guy. That was who they pinned all their hopes and dreams into for 6.5 years, took them to 2 conference finals, took them to the finals, and then less than a year he's going on another team. Of course you're gonna be mad. Like that is what Durant had in OKC. That's what Steph Curry has in Golden State. That's what like LeBron had in Cleveland. That's what Kobe had in LA. It's like you are ride or die, thick or thin. We've had you. You've been great through the whole thing. We're gonna ride it till the wheels fall off. KG Minnesota until he left. Same thing. Duncan in San Antonio. You're our guy. Dirk in Dallas. Same thing. You're our guy. You are our icon. I keep saying icon because I got the shirt. So yeah, like
Trae Young in Atlanta.
I say Dominique in Atlanta. Look, Trey playing too many damn play-ins for you to be an icon like that. Nah, man, you gotta look. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, but like, bro, you gotta stop. You gotta get into the playoffs again and stop being in the play-in. But yeah, man, like Durant is like he went up on another team, and I don't know where he is. I don't know where he is on the Shaq meter, but like he's starting to rack it up. Be an all-star, be a multiple-time all-star, or be an all-star on all these different teams, and it's weird. But at least Shaq had like that run of, he had 2 runs where it's Orlando, actually it's kind of close. You think, look, like Orlando, OKC, Lakers, Golden State, and then after that it's just a bunch of jumping around. Kind of.
House of Pain.
Yeah.
Like I think he needs to get on the phone with what's the nigga name that's a GM for the Thunder? Sam Presti.
Sam Presti.
He's like, will you have me back?
The answer's gonna be no.
Will you let me come home?
You're like, no, I gotta pay all these babies. Like, no.
Like, will you let me come home? Well, like you brought me in. Let's finish it. Let's finish our story together. You ain't never won, especially if they don't win. If they don't win, he needs to be beating the door down.
Yeah,
like, hey,
I agree.
I would love to come and be the one to help Shea.
Yep.
That would be it.
Like Rich, remember what was it last year?
Pass the skinny. He could pass the skinny, aura on over to Chet.
Oh, the Chet.
Yeah.
So remember, was LeBron a free agent last offseason?
Yes.
So remember I was saying to you like, hey, he should go back to Cleveland? Remember I was saying that? Like, you should go back to Cleveland, finish career there, and then, because that team looks like it's going to be something, and you just, you want to put over the top, you win another title, you get your statue, all that kind of stuff. That's a nice fairy tale ending, and you only played on 3 teams, and, or whatever else. And that means you have a beginning, middle, and end with Cleveland. That's a nice, thing or whatever else. It wasn't going to happen, but like, Durant has if they fail, the door is open for that, possibly. I would like, I remember years ago you were like, you need to go back to OKC. I think it's during like the Nets time. And I was like, man, I don't know about that, man. I don't know about all that. But
I mean, like, if
like,
you know,
bro,
Durant
people
he act like he don't care about none of this shit or whatever, but bro, people would be eating out of his fucking hand if he did that. It was like, yo, if he put that jersey back on and walk out with that 35 on out there and like not no fucking 7 or whatever the fuck he was wearing and you know all these other jerseys, like, yo, and then he looks like the same thing he always has been, and it's like, it could have been, and you think about what could have been, then you're like, fuck it. We only got so much time now. We're here. Let's fucking win it. People like this would be the most exciting thing I think in the NBA next year if it happened. Like besides like who else they're putting with Luka. You know,
like and that's the thing is I think that for years
trying to help these old niggas. I'm trying to kill these niggas off. Like we trying to help these niggas.
Right. So I think the thing about it for me was just like I think that before it was like he's still held in high regard, but like the way that like he's being disrespected historically now because of like how bad these situations have ended up while he still plays well through them is like he got to do some, otherwise he's gonna be forgotten. I don't know if he cares about that, but I do know he cares about that because we know he cares about it is how he tweets or whatever else. But he act like he don't. But it's like, bro, you need to do something while you still got the chance to. Because people out here trying to move you back to make room for like Giannis and Jokic and like, bro, that's nah, man, nah.
Like,
I mean,
look,
no disrespect to those
one of them
two, but it's
niggas
like,
win
no,
again.
man, you secure your place. Like you rack it up, you rack it up, you put all this shit side by side. You can't tell me he was actually not better than Steph Curry, but people are ready to just move him out the fucking way for Steph Curry. So it's like, nah, man, you gotta do something. Gotta do something.
Would KD be better if he had a career like Melo? I mean, they kind of have similar careers, except, you know, Kevin Durant won a lot more than Melo did.
It was better.
I don't know what you mean, slash size. Like, so the thing
like
with
Carmelo
Melo
only got
like,
out the first round like once in his prime.
Yeah. Oh, twice.
Twice? The 09.
Yeah.
And what was the other year? Oh yeah, that's right. 2013 against the Celtics, right?
Yep.
And then he got blocked by fucking Hibbert.
Knees was gone by that point. But I don't know. I think
remember when J.R. Smith that fucking knucklehead? Who was it? Jason Terry elbowed in that series, and he got suspended.
Don't remember.
Bro, they were winning that series. They were 50 to the Celtics out there. He elbowed.
Yeah, they were up 3-2.
Right, he elbowed somebody. He got suspended, and then like he came back in the next series. The Pacers was like just done because it's like head case at that time. It was like I remember when Shumpert and J.R. Smith got traded to the Cavs, and they made it to the finals. And I remember Kenny Smith said, "I didn't know LeBron could take the Knicks to the finals." Melo, you had to be there. He was great, but there was a ceiling on the greatness, and
there was like a lot of weird.
He went from underrated. He went from overrated to underrated and like going up, like he was properly rated, then overrated, then underrated, especially at the end of his career. People were like, he don't need to be in the league. It's like, nah, man, stop this.
Y'all treating this man rationally. Like, nah, man.
Yeah.
You
want me to come off the bench?
For who? You got me. Why you don't want me to play like me? Like,
yeah. That podcast doing wonders for him. Him and Wade, both. Those podcasts, like because they're like all these NBA podcasts with these stars is like they're so likable, but we didn't get as much as we could have with the media at the time.
I find the Melo podcast a lot better than Mind the Game personally,
because they're not talking about the game really. They just listening to stories around the league, whereas opposed to like Mind the Game is like actually covering like the X's and O's and talking about like how the game has changed over time. I enjoy that.
LeBron dropping his narratives in to try to recorrect all the criticism of his careers in between all his shit about horn sets and stuff like that. I know what's going on.
Well, you got to know what propaganda is.
I know what's going on.
That shit. You know the propaganda. I'm focused on the stuff where it's like I'm learning stuff that I did not know. As far
that
as
whole
like
shit,
the
be feeling
details of the game.
That whole shit be feeling scripted. Like the entire shit, like them niggas reading off a prompt. Like,
isn't that most podcasts? Not this one. Definitely not this one. We're definitely not professional enough. But like most of these like NBA podcasts, like there's an outline of what they want to say.
I would say Melo's feel like he just kicked. Jeff T definitely ain't reading off no fucking script.
Oh no. Well, obviously, I meant like the ones that are organized in that way, where it's like we're covering this, we're going to talk about this, and then we're going to detail like the ones that are X and O's, like the Zach Lowe podcast sort of things. What I mean, right? Like or like the Dunker Spot, those sorts of podcasts.
I think Paul George does a good job.
Yeah, I like his podcast. But those are more like, those aren't actually necessarily basketball podcasts as much as like famous person talks about current subjects. They're more like JB. They're more like Joe Budden podcasts for basketball stars. You see what I mean? Or no? Disagree?
Yeah.
Okay,
I get
gotcha.
you.
Those are more interesting because like they get to talk about messy shit that they otherwise would not have.
The way Melo late in the career was great at keep getting those checks. Yeah, because I think what happened with Melo is like people realized that the league was being harsh to him.
Yep.
And then like there was this swing of like, no, we're not throwing this guy out of the league like DeMarcus Cousins. Like we're not treating him like Stephon Marbury. Because when you look back on it, it's like Melo never did anything. Like as far as like people like.
And he didn't have a
bad guy or anything, but no.
And he didn't have a game that would like lead you to believe that like he couldn't like make a role in the NBA. Like a lot of these people like Stephon Marbury, Iverson, or whatever else, like Wade, like they had games where like once they reached a certain age, they were done. Melo was a big wing that could shoot threes and also had a mid-range poster. Like there's no reason why this man can play forever like Joe Johnson played forever.
Right. Yeah, so I'm already going to cut the Stephanie Vaquer segment we had planned.
Do you want to cut the WrestleMania segment?
Oh my God, that would be an amazing WrestleMania preview. I'm like, well, it just couldn't make it onto the show.
We've been on the show for an hour and 22 minutes. The podcast at an hour and 22 minutes right now. It's already 12:07 right now a.m.
It just couldn't crack the format. It just didn't make it.
It's a One Nation Radio. We're not talking about wrestling this week. It is what it is.
Sorry, y'all.
Preview.
Here's a preview, James. This shit gonna stink.
It don't look great. Can this be a reel, like a clip? Like that's what it is. Like, yes, yeah, do that. They gonna be.
That's it.
Yeah. Look, man, in good faith, the Bills have been lackluster. The wrestlers have to save these Bills in the ring. Am I being unfair by saying that? Not saying they have the capability to. I want to say if the show's going to be good, it's because the wrestlers out-wrestled these storylines.
It will absolutely have to do that.
Yeah. That's in the clip.
That's it.
Get it out.
She gonna suck. Fired into the sun.
Hey, so for those that are listening to the show or podcast, stream, and whatever else, y'all give me suggestions what y'all want me to drink while watching the weekend of the shows or whatever else. I bought a brand new pack of the Agua Frescas. I want to say maybe like 3 weeks ago in the refrigerator. Haven't opened them yet. I have the Bacardi sliced mixed drinks. I haven't tried Cutwater. I had a friend tell me about trying the Cutwater margaritas. Y'all let me know. But it must be a fruity drink. Don't have me. Look, I got a bottle of Jack and Pepsi right here from the whole CM Punk shit. From like 2 years ago. They're gonna be
sitting there for a minute.
It's been sitting. I'm not much of a drinker except for the comedy that comes with this show. Honestly, so y'all let me know what y'all want to suggest.
I really don't want to. I was talking to a friend in the professional wrestling business today, and I was telling him today, I was like, I really don't want to spend my weekend watching both days of WrestleMania. I live in Atlanta. I can find something to do. Like, I want to do it. Fuck.
I mean, you're not beholden to have to do this.
That's true.
I mean, I can cover the show. I mean, I could do it.
Oh my God.
Like, if you want me to get a guest host, I'll do it.
Bro, that'd be an all-time fuck this shit. Like, yeah, dog, skip the WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Oh man, that'd be working ourselves into a shoot.
Yes,
like, yeah, this is a bit, but not really.
It's irresponsible to not cover WrestleMania. As a pro wrestling podcast, it's literally irresponsible. It is malpractice to not cover WrestleMania. And we are here, and you over talking about like, I don't really want to do this shit.
Look, do y'all know how valuable that WrestleMania SEO is?
Right.
When you put that shit up for the clips in the fucking podcast itself,
right,
bro? Them WrestleMania numbers go crazy every year. I'm like,
good or bad, good or bad, it don't matter. We have praised WrestleMania main events when they've been good. The few times they have in the last decade, it is done well. We have shat on them and they've done spectacular. It don't matter. It does not matter.
You know, look, we'll be here. Maybe next week.
You stupid. You dumb. You dumb.
Know,
hey, do I need to get Floyd on standby now?
He's not traveling. Yeah, it might be a good idea.
I'm gonna have to get Floyd on standby. God damn it. I'm gonna have to get Floyd and Jeremy. I can't look after Russ.
Jeremy ain't watching both. There's no way in fuck Jeremy watching both of those.
Oh yeah, because Windy City was last weekend, right?
That was last weekend,
right? You already told me he ain't gonna do it.
Jeremy just regularly does not watch no WWE. He be skipping pay-per-views all the time,
even for WrestleMania though. It's Jeremy. Jeremy watch any damn wrestling.
Up in there.
I want Jeremy because he listens to the show. You let me know, Jeremy. Let me know if you will watch WrestleMania or not. I might need a co-host next week.
Look, I'm not saying I'm not watching. What I'm saying is I don't want to. And like, it is, it is a possibility that one of these days gets skipped. Like, it is a possibility.
Hey, look, man, you saw night one.
Yeah.
Wait, which was the one that was the worst one? Was it night one or night two? I can't remember. I think it might be night two that might be the worst one.
Night two was the bad one this year, I think.
Yeah. So look, you like WrestleMania Sunday, where the real main event is Skippington.
Oh man.
Oh, that's funny. Brewhaven said we gotta flip coins for night. You know what this reminds me of? Remember when we used to do LOP and I would cover SmackDown and you would cover Raw? That's what it sounds like. And then SmackDown was good. It was the better show at that time. And it was 2 hours. You had to cover and do notes on night. So 3 hours of Raw. Hey, this is at the peak of Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose and the gas mask and shit. You hated that shit. Oh my God.
Bro, I don't know if y'all, it's not on our feeds, but if you type in like LOP radio, you can find the One Nation Radio coverage of SummerSlam 2018 pretty much through May, past WrestleMania 35, which I've called the creative downfall of WWE. We covered it in a meticulous nature that we have never covered anything before. Literally wrote notes every week, long running, doc files, like with notes, and everything is in there. No, it's not on the Social Suplex feed. It was a special, different One Nation Radio podcast. Like, it's on the Lords of Pain, like LOP Radio. Look that up if you want to hear. There's like another set of us just breaking this shit down. And a lot of people actually came to listen to our podcast from hosting those shows. Yeah, because it was like,
if I remember correctly, we were doing 2 shows a week at that point in time. We had our show on our feed, and then we also had the LOP feed, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So we were doing 2 shows in a week, and it was like, and I think that really like the combination of Raw just like in WWE completely collapsing creatively, and then the start of AEW, I was like, I don't need to watch Monday Night Raw anymore, and I haven't watched it since regularly.
No. It's also James Boyd saying, "Hey, what happened to the quality of women's wrestling?" And let me share this Stardom shit, and then it just took off, bro. 2019 Stardom and AEW carried One Nation Radio, bitch.
Like, we ain't doing it.
Oh boy, they said that show don't. Without Stardom, without AEW,
talking about how much he loves Donald Trump today.
One Nation Radio still exists. They saved our asses.
Triple H talking about how much he honors and respects Donald Trump today and finds him charismatic and shit. I'm like, all right, dog. Like, this nigga showing you who he is, again.
Yep.
So, y'all niggas go ahead and have fun with that. Like, that's kind of where I'm at with it. But.
So, all right, Rich, if I offered you $100 if you're right, would you bet $100? No, I take it back. If I offered you $100 if you were right, would you bet $200 that Triple H is going to come out first at WrestleMania on Saturday to get the first pop?
Absolutely. Well, so the thing is, as a Hall of Fame thing, right?
Oh, yeah.
That is the question. Is he going to do 2 entrances? I feel like that's the better question.
No. I just want you to finish, and then we'll get to that one.
Okay.
So your answer is yes.
He will absolutely come out. Yes.
So you were willing to put down a minus 200 money line. You were willing to bet $200 to win $100 that Triple H will be the first person. That's nasty. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So now you said what are the odds he does 2 entrances? I mean,
he got the Hall of Fame thing. It's like he got to come out twice on both nights. So really, he might get 4 entrances, James.
Who's inducting him? Flair?
Sean.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Yeah, that's happening too.
That shit didn't sell out. A referendum on his career. They had to call Austin and Rock and Brett and Undertaker to try to save it.
Now that's funny because I thought you were talking about the WrestleMania nights 1 and 2, but you were talking about the Hall of Fame.
The Hall of Fame, yes.
I think people understand the Hall of Fame's bullshit, so I think they're just like, nope.
Not doing it.
Yep.
And they don't want to hear from the game.
I don't see what was the year where they basically been put at the end of a SmackDown?
If they were putting The Rock in the Hall of Fame, would it sell out?
Well, yes. It's The Rock.
Bam!
It's The Rock.
They're like, Steve Austin had to help Triple H draw, huh? That's what we had to do. That's great. I love it. Get nasty. Man. Hope y'all enjoyed this WrestleMania preview.
Yeah. The best in the biz, baby.
Show at all.
The best in the biz.
Oh, fuck. I'm looking at this card. What an interesting card.
Bunch of multi-man matches. Because they don't want to beat nobody.
And by interesting, I mean uninteresting. Completely incredible.
What you got on that Naomi and Jade match?
Bro. 6 minutes. Bell to bell. I'm picking Naomi to go over.
Really?
Yes.
So is Jade on punishment?
Look, man,
how do you put someone on punishment by putting them on WrestleMania? How does that make sense?
Promises are made. I don't know. I think Naomi's going over, and I don't know what Jay Cargill is going to keep doing in this company. Just saying, I don't know. My main event, LA Knight versus Jacob Fatu. Randy Orton has no opponent.
Yeah.
Bro, not doing it.
Look, damn, man. Damn.
They fought up all these bills.
Which woman's title match is night 1? Is it the 3-way or Charlotte and Tiffany?
Charlotte and Tiffany. They should let that go on last.
Boy. Is that the match with like the biggest hit or miss ratio on it? Or boom or bust factor?
That could be anything. It could devolve into a shoot.
No, but Rich,
it could just be an awful match.
That match is either going to be great or bad. There's no way that match is just good or okay. There's no way. All right,
they were all here. Yeah, it was 3.75. No, not happening.
Either it's going to be like 4 and a quarter, or it's going to be a 2.
I need
that
some
went
stiff
15
shots
minutes.
to be thrown. I need some stiff shots to be thrown like her and Nia was in there doing. Like, let it off. Yeah. Bad show. This is a really bad show. Like, this is the best they can come up with.
Oh, man.
I ain't seeing it, partner. Holla at us for Stardom Dream Queendom.
Yep, next week. Hey, so Rich, are they going to
which we will cover in full?
Are they going to continue to call him main event Jey Uso when he goes on fourth?
He's gonna open the show.
I don't think they're even going to let him get that. I don't think they're even going to let him
opening
get that.
Opening act, Jey Uso.
I think fourth match is even worse. Because, like, no one cares about...
It is.
Yeah. We'll see. If Gunther beats that nigga, I would fucking howl.
Eat.
Yep.
Nah, you know what I need? I need Gunther to, like, chop that nigga once and then...
Yeet? Oh, my God. That would be fucking amazing. Oh, that'd be amazing. Why did I think of that earlier? Yeah, that needs to happen.
So, as far as AEW goes, I think we're headed towards Kenny and Swerve versus the Bucks. That's going to be out of this world.
At All In, right?
No, not at All In.
Oh,
not at
so
all
at Double Nothing.
That's going to be sooner. Yeah.
Double Nothing. Okay.
I think I would like Kenny Omega to look like he gives a fuck, personally.
I liked his promo. It was silly, but like that's what he does as babyface. He's silly.
Yeah.
Didn't like it.
Like I didn't hear a good thing.
Fiery. It was just him being like, I'm about to wipe my ass with the Young Bucks, which I thought was funny.
I didn't hear good things, and I heard a couple outtake from the clips talking about Doodoo and Dookie and shit, and I'm like, all right, man. Is it like
in
like
isolation?
Like why
in a vacuum in isolation?
He's not locked in.
No, I get you. In isolation, in the vacuum, those lines stunk. But knowing how silly he is as a person, it's something I can imagine him actually saying, right? It wasn't like Roman Reigns talking about the magic beans and shit. It wasn't the same thing. I would say watch it. Now maybe you can say I'm caping for the dude, fair enough, but like I didn't hate it.
Drew Haven saying being a Kenny Omega fan is to accept the silliness. Do
Right.
you think I don't know that?
Right.
Richard Ladd doesn't know that.
Bro, there was this line on from a backstage promo with Don Callis with basically like
69 me, Don.
No, right. Callis hyping up Takeshita and Fletcher for the Owen, and both of them are standing behind him, and Fletcher has all the grease on his shoulder, on his arms, shimmering, right? Looking like he's fresh, looking like he's fresh off of an evil angel photo shoot. So this man said, these guys are young. They're oil. They're green. He said they're young. They're oiled and they're buff. I fucking died laughing. I'm like, what the fuck are you? And he's like this. They're young. They're buff. They're young. They're old and they're buff. And he's doing the thumbs behind him. So I was like, oh my god. I'm like, you fucking idiot, bro. You fucking.
Did you
idiot,
see
Callis.
Did you see the black Don Callis impersonator?
What?
Ringside. There's been the last couple of shows.
I've seen him. Yeah.
The Don Callis impersonator was black this time. But what I want to ask, James Boy, were you in the city dressing up like Don Callis?
You know damn well the answer is no.
Right? Yeah, I saw black Don Callis in the crowd. That was wild. I did not expect that.
Look, I see Don Callis in person. He's liable to catch the V trigger I want for Kenny Omega to give him.
Yeah. But yeah. I need Kenny Omega to lock in. Let's. I remember the nigga that was cutting them promos after the Tokyo Dome. I remember that. I didn't imagine that shit.
Right.
Like I didn't.
Right. Remember them promos when he was out here wiping his ass with Orange Cassidy in a William Ted 3-way? He's just a better heel, man. He's just a better heel. When you go to New Japan and he out here beating up on Will Ospreay, beating up on Gabe Kidd, he a heel. He just better as a heel.
I don't know what they're doing.
They just buying time. They just buying time so they can get to shoot the shit with Okada and Omega for All In.
So tournaments, I guess we should talk about those real quick.
Okay.
Like this shit, like the Owen Hart tournament is now becoming something that, like, at least on the men's side, where it's like I almost dread it now every year because it's like, all right, they about to make some decision that's like polarizing. It's like they don't have this like just one fucking like direction they're committing to. It's like these multiple kind of things or whatever, and then like,
is it because of Ospreay and Page being on opposite sides of the bracket?
You know, I don't mind that. Like, I think they should have a great final between those two, and they should pick one of them. The problem is, I don't think either of them are beating Jon Moxley. So we're left like where it's like, it seems like a waste. And I saw them ticket sales slowing up a little bit.
A little bit.
I seen them shits drop from a 10-to-1 ratio.
Okay, thank you. That's what I say. That ain't little. That's a lot.
I seen them, and you know, I think like a lot of fans think, like there was an opportunity that was not taken because now apparently there may be something else that we're not thinking of, and I don't know, man. Like I wonder who this wild card is, and it could be interesting. I don't know who it is, so it's.
Watch it be.
It's
Jack
all up
Perry.
in the air, brother.
Watch it be.
It's
Jack
all
Perry.
up in the air.
Come back to get beat by Hangman.
We're trying to help you, Hangman. That whole justification is like, all right, man.
Yeah.
All right. The women's side, I think, is way more exciting.
Yeah.
Personally.
I mean, we're going to get Athena in Mercedes in Boston. That's going to be fucking a blast. Yeah.
Yes. And then Jamie Hayter versus Chris Statlander.
Yep.
They may have hooked it up once before, but like this is when this match needs to happen right now. People wanted Jamie Hayter to get into something. We know these women don't necessarily always face each other all the time. Each side, I feel like, is wide open. Like, because I think Mercedes and Athena are doing some series shit.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Yep. Seems like a one-on-one.
You know, the final, I don't know if they're going Statlander and Mercedes. I don't know if they're going Jamie and Athena. I don't know if it's, you know, either way, Athena and Statlander. Like, I don't know. I feel like I think Tony Khan does like to do like these linear things. We brought Hayter back at All In last year, and then this year she's fighting for the belt. That's a very linear kind of thing.
For the title she never lost, and it'll be against her friend Tony Storm in theory. And then you also have the part where it's like you get the Mercedes and Athena thing also, and they can have the program based off Athena beating Mercedes. And Statlander, they beaten her like a drum last year in title shots and also no more contendership situation. So it's like, yeah, I don't think she's going to be the one that gets heated back up for right now.
Or this is the time they do the flip switch on her. Be like, all right, you did all these jobs and we rewarding you in this tournament. I don't know.
Yeah, but at this point, it will make more sense if it was against Mercedes, not against Tony. That's the thing about it. If Mercedes was a champion and Tony Storm was in Mercedes' place, then yeah, I would think that I can see that. But I think Willow and Statlander's big wins are so tied to Mercedes in the eventually there's like it don't make sense for them to go after this other title
after Tony. Yeah.
Yeah.
It really makes Hayter seem like she's going to be the one to win. When you think about it,
I'm all for it. Put Tony Storm in there with horses. It's worked so far.
Yeah. What else is and then Ospreay and Hangman. We'll see if it gets that far. There's Takeshita and Ospreay this week on free television.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's going to be the best match of WrestleMania weekend right there. It kind of is. And then, we'll see how it all works out.
Yeah.
But, we can hit the hollow button.
Okay. Thanks for listening, y'all. If you are watching from the stream, be sure to go to the show notes when the show is posted and go to the link for Red Circle and you can donate there. You can also go to our Shop Tees store and pick up some merch there. And be sure to listen to other shows on the network. Besides One Nation Radio, you have Keepin It Strong Style, All Things Elite, AEW Match Guide, Imp's WWE Adventure, which is going to be funny if he hears this and see how we shat on WrestleMania. Russell Art with Chris Things, Wrestling Art with Chris Things, Tonal Talk, and the Trish and Sarah Wrestling Podcast. Thanks for listening, y'all. Later.
Alan Newman will have an awesome IWGP title match with Hiroki Goto. Write it down. We will revisit it.
Hi, I'm Kristen Bell. Carvana makes car buying easy. Isn't that right, hun? Dax?
Sorry, did you know about this 7-day money-back guarantee?
A week to evaluate seat comfiness, you say?
A week of terrain tests? Yeah, I can test the brake pad resistance at variable speeds.
Make sure all the kids' stuff fits nicely.
Make sure our stuff fits nicely.
Oh,
Right. Still need to buy the car. Getting ahead of ourselves here.
Buy your car with Carvana today.
This podcast is sponsored by IQ Bar.
I've got good news and bad news. Here's the bad news. Most protein bars are packed with sugar and unpronounceable ingredients. The good news? There's a better option. I'm Will, and I created IQ Bar plant protein bars to empower doers like you with clean, delicious, low-sugar brain and body fuel. IQ Bars are packed with 12 grams of protein, brain nutrients like magnesium and lion's mane, and zero weird stuff. And right now, you can get 20% off all IQ Bar products, plus free shipping. Try our delicious IQ Bar sampler pack with 7 plant protein bars, 4 hydration mixes, and 4 enhanced coffee sticks. Clean ingredients, amazing taste, and you'll love how you feel. Refuel smarter, hydrate harder, caffeinate larger with IQ Bar.
Go to eatiqbar.com and enter code BAR20 to get 20% off all IQ Bar products plus free shipping. Again, go to eatiqbar.com and enter code BAR20.